everybody, and welcome back to the Fanged One's Ark Survival Evolved roleplay series. Excuse me. I am the Fanged One with you as always. And this is episode 61 of season 5. Bear in mind, it may be a few episodes before that or a few episodes after that, because you all know I am horrible at keeping track of these numbers, considering I record them so far in advance to make sure I have a steady schedule of stuff to come out for you guys. Now, for those of you who are just joining us or tuning in for the very first time, there is a description down below which will tell you exactly what you need to know about this series. But as far as what we are going to be doing today, we started the process of finishing the first floor of the Ark in the last episode. We actually got, I want to say, the entire shell as far as the floor, or well, the foundation and the walls. Now we're going to need to worry about the first floor ceiling, and then how the hell we're going to get everything up, like some kind of a path leading up to the second floor. Yeah, this is a big project. But this episode is going to be complete building, so if you would like to skip it or kind of fast forward through, feel free. This is not going to be a super exciting episode, for lack of a better term here. I'm giving some thought to fast forwarding these episodes, to be honest with you, simply because it's a lot of just nothing happening. And I don't necessarily want you guys just sitting through a bunch of just nothing happening. I don't imagine that's super thrilling for everybody. But we'll see how I feel when it comes time to actually edit and render this video. In interesting other news, I did notice that the Ark animated series dropped today, to give you guys some kind of idea of when this was actually recorded. The Ark animated series officially dropped today, and I will admit I'm a little curious. I'm a little curious about how that's going to turn out. Not curious enough, to be honest with you, to purchase Paramount Plus. If I'm honest, like, I'm not putting out that money for Paramount Plus for literally one series. I have no desire to see any of the other series. So anyway, we're getting logged in here, so let's go ahead and get Fanged woken up, and we'll get this episode started. You guys ready? Alright, let's go. Good morning, everybody. Got the shell done, right? Got the door on. What the hell? Oh, there he is. Okay. Alright. Finding the T-Rexes is going to be fun when the time comes. I'm going to need to re-up on fiber soon. Let's go to that little crevice up top, because I'm going to need some extra trees for thatch. Show you that guy right off the edge. You're not gonna be able to get back up, my guy. Although you're safe from them at the very least. I don't think they can get to you from all the way down there. Oh, hello, Mr. Bear. Well, that should be more than enough thatch. Oh, hey. Calm the hell down.
Years. Plans for attaining a depth of 3,400 meters before entering a cavern with an oxygen-rich atmosphere and contacting a metal surface. Images from the probe show the surface to be covered in an array of mechanical appendages that were in the process of excavating the cavern ceiling. All readings from the probe were lost an hour after contact. Retrieval attempts failed due to the sudden collapse of the sub-bedrock section of the borehole and the formation of the frozen hemerosin within the main drilling mechanism. All subsequent drilling investigations have experienced similar outcomes. SCP-4431-A was registered as an anomaly in August of 2019. Of note is that since the first drilling investigation, the number of recorded SCP-4431-B
Okay, now we can start to move a little, can't we? No, not yet. There we go. Now we're moving a little bit. There we go. Now we're getting some movement. With the amount of tiles I've got, I might actually be able to finish the entire well, both sides of each side of the narrowing area. I don't know enough about ships to know what the hell this is called. The bow? I believe it's called the bow. Alright. Oh, I am still so heavy. Alright, Mr. Bronto, we're going to be getting on you and filling up this little section over here. This will be able to tell me if I made it tall enough. Conceivably, we should be good. That is so unbelievably bright. There we go. Okay. Ooh, okay. All right, how we doing on height? Oh yeah, just barely. Yep, you got enough room though. Without your saddle, you'll have a little more wiggle room, but at the very least, I know it'll work. All right, I'm gonna have to land the dragon up there. That's one of the biggest problems. Ow. Landing the dragon up there is gonna be a bitch, but I should be able to do it. Oh, actually, hold on. I could try to land the RG up there. That would be a lot easier than the dragon. I was thinking about putting the dragons up on the very top of the arc, like out in the open air, but putting them down here with like, well, we'll see how much room we have left after we put the mammoth, Diplo, the Rex when we get it, the Demon King, and the rest of them. We'll see how much room we have left. Oh, too much? There we go. Is that good? Just about. All right. Let's get the rest of this done. Ooh, I almost walked my way right off that fucking edge, didn't I? You know, I'm starting to think that I didn't make enough of these, I'm really starting to think that I didn't make enough of these tiles. And you know what? Predators and prey tend to live fairly well as long as they're around me. So I don't even really have to worry about separate cages for all these guys. I can just literally stick them all in here together. God, I've already gone through more than 100 of these. It really makes me wonder how many is it actually going to take per side. I need to get something to drink soon. That's it. On this side, anyway. Oh. Wow. Almost 300. Don't even get me the full. Wow. I'm gonna need 1,000. Holy shit. Let me just go ahead and take the RG. At the very least, I can load some of the bigger ones in. Is that one of mine, or is that... Asshole. Leave that poor Dodicarus alone. Seriously, leave him alone. What's going to be really sad is after all this work, putting all this down, if it ends up still not being big enough. That is my biggest fear, is that it still doesn't end up being big enough. God, having like 15 of them things all running behind like a thyla. Oh. Is that another one? No, okay. I was gonna say, there was no way I was about to run across a third unicorn on this arc. I spent how many weeks? Hell, months. I spent how many months on the island? Weeks and weeks in the desert. Almost 2 months in that underground broken arc, and then again almost 3 months on Earth before I actually made it past the Titans. I didn't see a single unicorn in that time, but here I found 3, or no, 2. 2, yeah, 2. Okay.
Hide where they could. Nobody saw what it did before I returned. Once we started eating, Sai started to panic. He kept asking over and over again if the beast was some type of demon, wondering if he heard the voice of the devil himself. I suspect he heard the same voice I did. I wish I had an answer. When we had fully awoken, Richard proposed we go out and find where the beast had come from. We were all apprehensive at first, Sai being the most nervous among us, but after a long discussion we realized we had little else to do until Rune's crew returns with supplies. When the snow finally stopped piling up, we went out to survey the area for any abnormalities. The first several hours met with no discoveries, until I heard Abner hollering by a cave entrance. Nothing peculiar struck me when I first entered, but as I went in further I noticed what Abner was obsessing over. At the cave's rear, at the bottom of a long downwards incline fashioned into what seemed like a staircase, was a cavernous tunnel, not composed of ice or rock, but of perfectly smooth metal, the likes of which I have never seen before. It stretched out further than any light could reach. There is no doubt in my mind that this is where the beast came from. I awoke to the sound of splintering wood and a thunderous crash. The wood that made up much of the hut's ceiling buckled under the weight of continued snowfall and dropped a dense wall of snow into the main room. Thankfully, Shelton, who'd been sleeping there, was far enough to one side that we were easily able to dig him out.
Okay, I might be able to get one more out of here. That is a big ass tree. I don't have to do. Okay. I hate losing progress, but oh, it's still so horribly, horribly slow. Oh, it's just like it is almost painfully slow. Come on, bird. There we go. Oh, this is like painfully slow. Well, there we go. Oh, you recovering stamina so slow. Oh, you were getting way too close to me for my comfort there, Mr. Giant Bitey thing. I'm hoping what I've gathered will allow me to at least finish this side. Come on. Come on. There we go. Alright, that's one stack. Let's take both of these stacks together. We are slowly but surely making progress. Okay, I'm probably going to be able to get this side done and then some. Yeah, it's looking like it's going to be this side and then some. Oh, maybe it'll just be this side. At least this will give me a rough idea of what I need to get all the way. Okay, so I need approximately a little over 600. Yeah, that's what it looks like, a little over 600. Come on, Mr. Bronco. Now we go to the other side. Okay, let's get as much of this done as we can. Create a nice little landing pad for the RG. How am I on fiber? Alright, I think I'm good on fiber for one more round. Conceivably, I should be able to finish at the very least the two sides today. I might not be able to finish the actual roof and the stairs today. Yeah, no, I was thinking about putting them all in one group, like no walls, but no, they definitely need at least some kind of separation. I could put walls at the very least on each side. that tree. There should look pretty good. Let's take this one too. And we'll take this tree for the chainsaw.
slugs, now as large as horses, were feasting on the remains of something long. We were all happy to be out of there. I am currently writing this within the hut we abandoned. I don't know how long it will stay standing. Once it does fall, I don't know where we will go. Our supplies will last us for a few days, but when they run out, I know Lewin's crew will be too far away to aid us. God help me. When we left yesterday, someone had to have been listening to our move. Through one of the windows I can see Richard, Shaw, Shelton, and Cy standing side by side in the distance. I think they are watching the hut. I told the crew we'll be staying on guard. It's an hour later. Richard, Shaw, and Cy have left for the cave. Shelton seemed to fall in the snow and vanish. I occasionally see brief movement under the snow, but it feels like my mind is playing tricks on me. An hour after my last entry, Shelton broke into the hut. I heard the shattering of glass, and I found that he had lunged through the window at Abner, trying to strangle him. I kicked him off, and the four of us got him restrained and tied up to a chair. His skin had paled since we last saw him, and a metal cylinder, warm to the touch, had been embedded in his chest. We tried to get him out to talk, but much like Richard, he went quiet and stared nowhere. Esben then knelt down by the chair, whispered a sentence in the language Richard was so fond of, and he started shaking. He told us that Richard wanted to speak with me, a statement he kept repeating again and again. Either that was all his brain let him say, or he needed to keep quiet about something else. Mid-sentence, he went quiet, gurgled a bit, then his whole head started to melt and sink below the collar of his jacket. Like a heated wax statue of his whole body liquefied, and all that remained was a pool of pink blood. After much deliberation, I will head out to meet with Richard. I can see him from the window, standing at the edge of the ecosystem. If I don't return, I'll leave Abner in charge of what little remains of the expedition. He'll make it to the pole in my honor. I survived. When I arrived, the only people there were Cy and Richard. I was hoping the pink blood stains wouldn't be obvious on my clothes, but now I inspect them. It's clear they could see it, and they knew what happened. Richard made some sort of noise, a chuckle, and he said that they did not mean the world harm, that after this shaky start, it would improve. Richard's body, for lack of accurate words, unfolded. His body spasmed open, and a cylindrical spire shot out of the fractured remains, growing like a deranged plant. I recoiled, with Cy taking the chance to start choking me, not noticing the axe I had brought. I'm cleaning the viscera off it as I write. Once the regrettable deed was done, it was far too late for Richard, though. The spire was thicker than his entire torso, and was growing by the second, pulling the rest of his mass and the surrounding terrain inwards with twisted metal tendrils. Every single apparatus the creatures had left behind was pulled in and incorporated into its mass, with similarly shaped protrusions forming on the sides. The last words I heard from him were, "Protect existence." His head was pulled in with a sickening crunch right after. All I could do was run. The rest of the day has been spent with the crew, watching from the camp in horror as the tower grows taller than the highest steeples. The Antarctic night is setting in, and the bright red lights are flickering along the tower's sides. The next 7 pages consist of drawings. It is unknown what many of the drawings represent, though several have been identified as SCP-4431-C instances, vehicles resembling those found at Martian impact crater Herschel, unknown organisms, and sketches depicting the tower previously described. The only text present is the word "spreading." Under those unearthly lights.
All right. Okay. What do we got here? How much space do we have? Little less than half. All right. I don't want to take a big tree. I'll tell you that. Down under the bird. Okay, how are we doing? I had hoped for a bit more, but it's looking like I am out of, it's looking like I am actually out of fiber to use. Ooh. Looks like Big Boy found a Bronto. Okay, no, put that away. I'm tired of listening to it. I kind of want to just get the base built, or the basic shape built. That's it, right? Yeah, that's it. Come on. Oh, that's one problem I'd ever considered, was running out of building materials and having to run all the way back around. I hadn't considered that. Yeah, I'm not going to finish this section before I'm going to have to bed down. Well, I did say I was going to take a break for a couple of days from hunting and try to get this next stage of the arc done. I think this is gonna get, I'm thinking about halfway. Did I actually put water in that? I did not. I just took a drink. I didn't actually put water in the jug. There we go. Alright, that's... yeah, probably a little less than half. Okay. Oh, there was a battle here recently because that's... Well, here's hoping I don't need... Yeah, here's hoping I don't need any more, beer. God damn it. There. Jesus. Getting that out of there was a pain in the ass. There's a bunch of stuff just all going at once, it seems like. And I need fertilizer. I need a... eggs. Alright, that should be enough for right now, at the very least. Okay, that should be enough for a while. What I need is a Gigantopithecus. Right there. Look at that. Come on. We need to gather all the fiber we can get because we're going to need it for the next round. Because we got to make the rest of those triangle tiles. We got to make a buttload of regular ceiling tiles. And we need to make the stairs and the walls. We got a lot of work cut out for us before the first floor is even finished. There, that should be enough. Okay. Just out of morbid curiosity, what's the next animal we're going to be going after? Ah, the next one is that goddamn giant crab. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. We're definitely going to need metal for that. Hold on, let me grab the fiber off of you. Alright, let's get some sleep. Tomorrow, we at least finish the show.